Alrighty. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on when you see this. Hose is back. We are back with more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. What a doozy. It has been about a day since the last time I recorded, as per, yes, last episode. You know why I'm here so fast. But also, I was supposed to record more of this game today, but I got caught up watching My Hero. I'm in season 7? Yeah, 7. It's really good. Oh my god. Because it's getting to the main action and basically the climax of the story. So I was like locked in, but I was like, I need to record something. I need to. So I'm here now because there's also a big climax happening in this game too. And other things. It's okay. Anyways, let's get into it. Last time on Phoenix Wright's Ace Attorney. Oh boy. There was a lot of things that happened. So, ready your seatbelts if you haven't seen anything. Last time, we went ahead and continued the trial of Lana Skye. Continuing on with, to interrogating, basically, or like, cross-examining, the witness of Emma Skye. We were trying to figure out stuff about the SL9 incident. Through a bunch of crazy predicaments, like for example the notes behind the evidence, which is why there was only half shown, to that apparently the first comings of I guess the mascot for the police was actually evidence, but it was actually the jar piece. But we had the biggest revelation that I did not think would come. I guess almost pretty similar to, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, it's pretty similar to Edgeworth. Emma was the one who killed Detective Marshall's brother, or who's supposed to be prosecutor Marshall. Yeah. So I don't know how this is gonna go. Will Jake Marshall be mad at her? Is she gonna be charged? Are we just gonna go with the Lana Skye stuff right now and then tackle Emma later? I don't know. But this is definitely quite a big cliffhanger that I didn't think that was gonna happen. I think it's definitely a lot more shocking than the one for Edgeworth. Although I guess there are kind of similar now. Think about it. But anyways, let's get back into it. Here we go. Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. For like the third time, I think. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later. No, wait, come back. Yep, it's just like last time. What? You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. I take it Lana's having you run errands again? Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give you this if there was a break in today's trial. Evidence law? What? Edward was talking about this just the other day. You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Okay. What's the second rule? The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message. A message? She said, if you're planning to take him on, you're going to need this book. Ah, okay, him. Yeah, Gaunt, I'm guessing. Because I'll need to give the book a read-through. From Miss Skye explains the 2 rules of evidence law. Let's read it right now. Alright, so we're definitely gonna, Gaunt's probably gonna say something. I'll be like, no, that's not what it says in the textbook. Anyways, that's like every other test I've taken. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. And the most important one, because we haven't been said this yet. Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Okay, so they can't show evidence without approval, but any unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case for it to work? Wait, what? That sounds weird. Because unregistered evidence is the evidence that has not been approved, right? Because we had a few of those before, a while ago in some of those other trials where we had evidence where I believe we didn't put it through the police, I think. I don't know. Probably something like that. We'll find out. We'll see how we're going to skew that rule to... Because it looks like that book will do you any good now, though. All that stuff now is the chief prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, detective. Huh? Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat? Despite all these allegations being thrown at me. Mr. Edgeworth? That's alright. The real trial today. Has it begun yet? That is true. It actually hasn't. What else is there left to do? Your credibility's been all ruined with all this forged evidence you were aware of. Emma Skye found out she unwittingly caused a man's death. And now you're telling me you want to do more? You've got to be kidding me, pal. You're missing the point, Detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. Yeah, that means the real killer is still out there. What? And we're going to expose him, no matter what it takes. Again, I still have the theory from the last one, if you haven't remembered. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. Alright, here we go. Alright. Here we go, one more check. Let's go. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. The inquiry committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well, normally this is where the prosecution calls forward a witness, but, this isn't easy to say. You see, there is some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking and... Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses. Oh. What? But there's no precedent for what you're proposing. Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal. Then it's settled. The defense may now call forth the next witness. Mr. Wright? You do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, the trial is good as over. The defense calls. Time's finally come to bring out the real murderer. I wonder who it is. Get him in here! It's Gaunt, of course. Damon Gaunt. The defense calls Damon Gaunt to the stand. Damon Gaunt? What does he have to do with anything? As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gaunt has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? True. All right, bailiff. Please escort Mr. Gaunt onto the stage. Gaunt. I keep saying Gaunt. If you know, you know. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the second time. Oh, I thought he was gonna blink at us again. What is this? Some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir? Worthy, are you sure you want to do this? your name and occupation. Alright, I like it. Here we go. So you want to play hardball, eh? Please, Mr. Gaunt. Fine. My name is Damon Gaunt. I'm the acting chief of police. Now then, Mr. Chief Gaunt, the court requests to hear your testimony. Oh, righto, what's with the grim face? First, let's clear up this SL9 incident. Oh, you mean the time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been pretty clear already. There still has some things unaccounted for. Lo, like what? Like the role you played in all of this? Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware, of course, that our chief police has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Sure, take my testimony for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is that true? I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify. What? Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Okay. Very well, the witness may now begin his testimony. There you go. Let's see how this goes. SL9 incident. Alright. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. Is that when Dark was arrested? He was lying on the floor, unconscious. Yep. When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head. I see. Everything seems pretty clear-cut. If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I'd better hit him hard and fast. Pause. There you go. The SL9 incident. Here we go. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day, okay? To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help. When I went to my office, I found Lana. Apparently, she had already arranged a crime scene. Okay, hold on. Let's question him in this one. As I recall, a ceremony was held at the police department that day. Yes, that's right. I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up too. This one probably what spooked Dark and made him run away like that. Was the defendant Lana Skye also present in the room? I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Dark ran for it. By the way, I do want to look at this picture again. Objection! No! Why? I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, I meant to. Oh, I hate this game. I meant to check it. Did I not press the check it? Okay, I'm just an idiot, I guess. Check. Thank you. Because even this picture clearly shows the armor. So now we know why it's clearly shown here. It's because it's part of the murder too, not just the jar. I wonder if there's going to be a key difference for this. Long story short, we slipped up. Okay. So two of you ran immediately after him, right? That's right, but Dark made it to the elevator first. So Neil and I split up. He went downstairs and I went downstairs, I guess you could say. He got lucky. Was this about a power outage? Oh, that. The elevator stopped all of a sudden, and I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Neil was when that knife went into his heart, though. Why is he smiling? That's not funny, literally. When I went to my office, I found Lana. Could you tell us what you saw? It was a shocking sight. Neil and that serial killer were lying in a heap. Lying in a heap of the floor, all tangled together. Dark was also lying collapsed on the floor? Yes, apparently he hit his head and was knocked out. Next to them were those two poor girls, Lana and Emma. Lana was cradling Emma in her arms. Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done. Apparently she had arranged the... How can you know that? Because of the victim's body. It had already been moved. So that means you found the body near Lana's desk? That's right. I think you said earlier. It was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor. Yes. Anyway. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. So you're saying that the forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office? That's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt, but moving a body and hiding evidence are inexcusable no matter what the circumstances. Is that how it really went down? Staring at the witness won't do you any good, Mr. Wright. If you're going to stare at anything, you'd better be off staring at the court record. Worthy, always the smooth talker. Which piece of evidence ties to Gonto forgery? I obviously know what it is. Lana didn't admit to forging evidence, but that can't be the whole truth. Somehow I've got to link on to that incident. It's gotta be the paper, right? I think it's the paper. I keep pressing the wrong damn button. I think, because he had to have been the one to rip that paper, surely. It surely should have been. Objection! Boom! Easy. You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. But I'm afraid that is a claim you cannot back up. I should have got that earlier, but that's fine. I'm still rubbing up my brain. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this list, for example. That's the list that Skye drew on her picture on. This was discovered in your desk. Not only that, but a piece of this jar was sitting in your office as well. This piece of evidence was found inside your safe. It was found there. You see, Chief Gaunt, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation. Also, this might tie back into the ID things, by the way. Chief Gaunt, what's the meaning of this? Oh, here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy. So you admit to it then, that you were involved in the forgery. Who, me? Oh, do you mean you? Me? Why would I have anything to do with that? Really? Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can also do that. Can do so. Isn't that right, Righto? Objection! Alright. However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Ooh, thank you for the save. Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment. What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work. Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office. and the relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene. My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together. Alright, evidence and forgery. Alright. Let's see. What was it now? A jar fragment and a list? From all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Okay, can we stop talking about that? Anyway, you can't prove when these pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol. You do understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Oh, indeed, I believe I will press charges, so you won't make the same mistake again. My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know. Alright, Uji. In return, though. I know. That place, right? Huh? What are these guys, telepathic? Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. If only know you could have. Okay. Anyway, you can't prove when these pieces of evidence were discovered. When these pieces of evidence were discovered. Okay. If they were found in the dark after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any other way. Okay, let's just go ahead and press him. It feels like a press moment. Alright. I'd appreciate it if you stopped making these ridiculous allegations. Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. What? I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into the cattle ranch and tipped... Mr. Wright, what are you saying? Anyway, you can't prove you don't carry in the evidence, can you? If you have proof to the contrary, you're going to need it later. Later? What are you talking about? What else? I'm talking about when Raito's prints are found. Yes, if they're found inside my safe, they would prove his investigation was illegal. I've never faced anyone as slimy as this guy. Okay. What do you mean by that? This is all purely hypothetical, of course. But suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. Hold it. If concealing evidence found at the crime is a forgery, I'm not through speaking yet, Righto. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. Are you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation? It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all I know, could have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sentenced. And that wouldn't be convenient. Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient? Right? The chief is talking about a possibility, so long as you can't rule that out. Your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time. Tell me something I don't know. Come on, Righto. Think about it. There's no reason I participate in forgery. How can you look at me in the eye and say that? Because I'm innocent. Remember, who was it that murdered Neil? I'm not sure I care for the word murder here. But in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma Skye. Well, now do you see? Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me in any way. Really, Chief Gaunt? At the very least, there is one very large benefit you're reaped from all this. Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have, Chief of Police. Oh? The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That is in itself sufficient motive. Oh, that's a good one. Huh? Do you really think I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edgeworth? Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway. Ah, be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motive for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There. It's out in the open now. Udgy, would you mind if I change my testimony a little? By all means, please do. Oh, okay, he's adding something new. I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. Nothing in it for you? Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again. You're right, and you don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised. You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though. Oh, that's a good one with it. Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have planned someone out? That would be Lana. That would be Lana, no? You'd be pointing out Lana, right? True, you might not help out anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend the people a hand. That's not what I meant. Very well then. Who is this person you believe Chief Gaunt may have helped forge evidence? It's Lana Skye. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye, the defendant? I believe it's quite obvious in the light of the circumstances. Alright. Emma Skye fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gaunt, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Skye was appointed Chief Prosecutor at the Prosecutor's Office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gaunt. But how would he profit from all this? He would be able to use the Chief Prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. Do you mean to tell me that despite the Chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Really? Are you being literal? Oh, wait. You must mean puppet, as someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. Really, bro? Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Skye in forging evidence. Your motive to appoint her as Chief Prosecutor so you could control her. Righto, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing? Lana, she's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she testify against God. I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than conjecture. Unless that is also what happened in this incident. This incident? Oh, which one would that be? Of course I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this whole entire trial. Almost as if someone was controlling her. Here we go. Worthy, you better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. Just what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gaunt is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement. Alright. Order, order, order! I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious. Huh? This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in your own law enforcement agency. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? This... impossible! Well, sir, it is. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating. What Mr. Edgeworth said is in easier to understand language. It's too late, Mr. Wright. I don't know what? There's no turning back for us now. Looks like he's the one who's decided to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder? Good question. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gaunt is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. All right then. Let's see what Mr. Wright got, and I'd better be good. Show us the evidence that ties Chief Gaunt to the murder of Detective Goodman. Is it this? It's gotta be this, right? Because this could resemble his own coat. And again, it's the only piece of evidence that we have here. So it's gotta be this! Well, Chief. As long as Wright here is tossing out things regardless of their evidence. Mind if I toss something in too, Edgy? This shoe should do nicely. I'll chuck it right at you. You always were quite the joker, weren't you? Oops, looks like you was wrong. Don't oops me, okay. That's not it? Okay, guess it's not time for that yet. Just a little sad, but okay. Shows evidence that she ties Chief Gaunt to the murder of Detective Goodman. Oh, dirty dir! I just said it earlier. It's the ID. Yes. Okay. Good. I pointed this out earlier. This is the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. The 7 sevens. Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that that's my card number. It is your number. What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gaunt's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean... I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7 sevens. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. It is not a coincidence. Chief Gaunt, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. Order! Chief Gaunt, what do you have to say? Nothing. The defense search of my office was in violation of records. and I will demand Mr. Wright to be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Here we go, here we go. Alright, Chief God, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime? What about it? I'm Chief of Police. Whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom, what's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Sure. Not any bathroom, though. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room. Detective Goodman, what had happened to be with you that day, Woody? Ah, that's where he did it. He did it in there. Of course not. Why would he be? And then, of course, that's where the handprint was. I hadn't seen him in days. Objection! You hadn't seen him in days, Chief Gaunt? I'm afraid you just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? The trial's purpose is to determine Lana Skye's guilt. Objection! No, it isn't, Your Honor. The trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gaunt left the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim met Chief Gaunt on the day of the crime. I didn't save. The victim went to meet Chief Gaunt on the day of the crime. The only thing I'm thinking about is this. No, sorry, this. Victim's memo found in the car trunk. Something good. On that day, Sugarman had to go see Chief Gaunt. Chill out. I didn't save again, like an idiot. Oh wait! Actually, wait! Don't you have to report this? Wait, right? Yeah, it can only be. Oh my god. Okay, I figured it out. Not gonna lie, it took about maybe 5 minutes-ish, and also because I was falling asleep. That's why I should never play this game really late and after work. So I should do it after work, if anything. But yeah, anyways, it's this one. A half-written document dated 2/21 can only be submitted to Chief of Police. Boom. I should have known this. I'm getting tired, guys. Detective Goodman lost his ID on the day of the crime. To be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filled out a lost report item. He would have to give that report to the Chief of Police. Yet you were in possession of that report, which means you can't be sure if he filed it. He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to? Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Oh. Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gaunt. Then, you accomplished the detective to the evidence room. Accompanied him to the evidence room. I accompanied him? Yes, he went in with you. There's no other way for the murderer and the Detective Goodman could have entered the room. So he probably must have offered it when he was writing it. Alright. Hold on. Let me guess what you're going to say next. You are not Joseph Joestar. I am the chief of police. Murdered poor Goodman. Exactly. But wait. The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort. Objection! sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you really lent it to Detective Goodman... Oh wow, I wouldn't have noticed that yet. It would have been found in his body. No! Oh my goodness, did you see his flare up? Chief Gaunt, you did it. The murderer was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime for no one in their right mind would choose, but no one in the right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. Alright. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course. You're forgetting, Mr. Wright. The victim's body was discovered at the prosecutor's office parking lot. In your car. In your car. How did he manage to move it there? I was told the police department I was at the police department the entire day, you know. And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office until the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal. Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey, you, take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so. Chief Gaunt, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time I thought it was a useless clue just taking up space. Yeah, he knows what we're doing here. How could the chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us the evidence. To move the victim's body, Chief Gaunt used this. His car. The car. Or what will accurately tell me it's the car? I mean, technically he didn't use this, but this is the only one. Right? This is how you move the Detective Goodman's body. There you go. Good. Good. I'm glad. A parking stub. Miles Edgeworth? You mean the body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car? I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car. Objection! You mean I carried the victim's body? Precisely so. But wait, even you know I didn't plan on returning to my office after the ceremony finished that day. The screwdriver, but you did return. Tell me why. Tell me why. The screwdriver. I was asked to go by Chief Gaunt's, no less. He told me, yep, he wanted me to keep it in here. In any case, on the day of the stabbing, I brought this back there. So you see, what you were really taking to the prosecutor's office wasn't the screwdriver. It was the victim's body in your trunk. Here we go. Alright. Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Yes, unless of course you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, you Miss Lana Skye. Alright, order! What's going on? There's no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations. Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. We're rambling on all the evidence. There was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was the opposite. It is a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Chief Gaunt, please say something. I believe your time is up. My time's up? Sorry, Righto, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if we're going to make it on time for the early bird special.
Objection!
Hold up, you're not going anywhere. Absolutely not. But their cross-examination isn't finished yet. Remember what I told you earlier. A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm involving that right now. What? This is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered. So you're going to just run away after all this? Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now. Well, you think I had Lana dispose of the body. If so, then show your proof and get it over with. Just in case, just in case. Alright. I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gaunt is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright, Your Honor, do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gaunt murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Skye dispose of his body. Do I have any concrete proof? I don't. But let's say yes. I can't let him just squirm out of his way out of this. I've got to keep the pressure on. Yes, Your Honor, I do have such evidence. But please hurry up and present it. Just remember, it better prove Chief Gaunt murdered Detective Goodman beyond a shadow of a doubt. I give you the book. 4.5 inch. I feel like they would have pointed out that fact by now. Maybe it's the other blood mark? Because I don't think we talked about it yet. Just a theory though. So what exactly is this evidence? It's proof as to whether or not it's enough to demonstrate the chief's guilt. I'll let you be the judge, but I am the judge. All right, what do you think, Your Honor? What I think Mr. Wright is I'm going to be late for lunch. Okay. Okay. Yet? There's one that says yet. Because all that's left there is the blood. Really. Anything else, I don't think we have anything. This is Marshall, and then this is all SL9 after that. Yet. It's no use showing evidence I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor, at present, I have no conclusive evidence. See, Edgy? In that case, the court is forced to penalize you for allegations against the chief. What? You have never gambled what you can't afford to lose, right ho? It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, Aji, I'll leave the rest to you. So was this supposed to happen? I really don't think we have any evidence. Unless I just lost. I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an effort to a senior officer in our nation's law enforcement agency. Ah! Lady Luck, maybe we should have a word with her. Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean? Also, they definitely just scared me by showing that freaking tag. What do you mean? There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. Lana Skye. So yeah, we did have to say no, because you have to bring Lana to light. We haven't yet heard the honor of speaking her testimony. The lady who knows the truth. Yes, it's Lana. In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony. But Chief Gaunt has invoked his right to refuse to testify. There's still someone else. One more witness who can answer all the questions raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person? Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one making the shots. Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist? She may not be willing to tell the truth, but we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor, the defense called forth Lana Skye. Here we go. The defendant, Miss Lana Skye. She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 on February 21. Her task to dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with a certain someone's orders. Something, I must have skipped it. Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution has no objections. Well, I'm guessing to prove Gaunt's things. Very well, the court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now in Hold on. Who is that? Huh? Chief Gaunt is back? What? What? Chief Gaunt, I thought you were going to eat. I was about to end this video. Listen good, Lana. Oh no. He's gonna order her to do something. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. That is a threat. Why are you saying that? Bro, he just threatened her, no? That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Niels Marshall's murder. Okay, anybody? Is this, am I using this term correctly? Is this not threatening? This isn't good. Of course, you'd never support such outrageous claims anyways, right? Just something to think about. Alright then. I've got a lunch date to meet. Okay. Anybody? Judge? Okay. If there are any other further objections, this court is now in recess. February 25th, 2004. Looks like we managed to stay in the game. Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth. The chief? He's something else, eh, pals? Detective Gumshoe. Haha, I'm not a detective anymore. Oh, yeah, sorry. But don't worry, I've already decided where to work now. At your office. What? My office? Sure. I'll take the place of that top-knotted girl you used to work with. Could he mean, yep, Maya? Man, I haven't said that name in a while. Still, looks like we're all out of moves now. Chief Gaunt's done it again. How is it he always gets the upper hand? It's not fair he has the right to refuse to testify. Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said. But Chief, this is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered. Risks? What does he mean by that? It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. You mean he forfeits his right to say anything too? Oh, hey, Emma, you're back. Emma, are you okay? Yeah, when it came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery, so she heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before. No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved. Relieved? Yeah. I finally know what really happened. I guess you accept the truth, though. You think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all just to protect me. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. What do you mean? What do you think I mean? What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gaunt's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside, to force herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do. That must be why she became so cold. It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall. Miss Marshall? Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal. Chief Gaunt may be able to fool everyone else with his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor. I see. Well, we better get back. It's time for the final act. Emma, why don't you wait here? No, I'm going with you. I want to be there when Lana tells the truth. I agree. Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this. And that is going to do it for this episode with the TBC as well. That is going to do it for this episode, though. Oh, boy. This is probably the ending. This is the longest trial ever. I think this is actually the final episode. Like, episode as in a scenario. This has gone on really long. Not to mention this affects somewhat, like, occupation really close to us. And affects a lot of us here as well. Affected Gumshoe, Lana, Skye, who is also connected to Edgeworth. Who is connected to our new main character, Emma. I think this probably is it. And this next episode should be the final one, I think. But let's find out. We'll see. If it's still not over, hey, there's still more to do. I'm down. But I might put in like one Zelda and Kirby Air Rider video though, because I love this game. I want to know more about this game. But if there's another episode, I want to do something before I do all that, okay? But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Good night, good evening, or good morning, depending on when you see this. I'll see you guys next time as we end this, I think. But either way, we're going to be talking to Lana. Hopefully she'll open up and not obey this chief's orders. We'll see. I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye for now. Well, yeah. Bye-bye.